Alright, the Lakers are finally back, and through three, they had control of this game because they were basically getting whatever they wanted offensively. All they had to do was bring Chris into the action to exploit his hedge, or run a simple DHO or SNR to exploit the Spurs bigs in a drop, and that was opening up everything, from the pocket for rolls, to the spray for trays, or players getting to their spots. It did help with the Spurs having constant breakdowns or them not matching up in transition at times, but it didn't matter who was on it because he had his jumper going, so he was frying on his ones, and he even took Wemby to the rim a couple times. They probably could have done more of that, because I thought they were settling a little too much from deep compared to their usual paint pressure, but they were generating good looks, and the real issue was their turnovers, because those were what cost them the game in the end. They kept losing the rock on their drives, or getting their passes picked off trying to force it in small windows, and that was one of the main reasons for the Spurs staying in the game throughout the first half, because other than those, their defense was good for the most part. Their reds were clean, and their help was always early, but it is hard to do that against Wemby, especially when he's got it going out the gates, because he'll exploit those mismatches, or his gravity will just open up shots for the others. Vassell got a clean look from deep on the weak side when Austin had to pull over, so that's all it took for him to get going, and even Castle got the same look in the third when Rui had to pull over. The Lakers just had no answer for those three, because Vassell was just playing off Wemby or taking players off the dribble, and Castle was their most consistent player at doing that, because he was getting to the rim no matter who was in front of him, especially in the third. The Lakers were at least consistent with their defensive coverages, but unfortunately, their turnovers were just as consistent, and it eventually caught up to them late in the third during that 15-5 run from the Spurs. I don't know what was said during that timeout prior, but they got 3 straight dunks, then topped it off with a tray at the end of the quarter off a no board, and this 10-point swing was the difference in the game, because once they got all the momentum, it just flipped quick. All of a sudden, the others start being real aggressive in the fourth, so the old boards or whistles start compounding, and the Lakers could never find their offense again, so without stops, it all snowballed until the game broke open. This seems to be a theme for them, because they always have one bad stretch that they can't course correct, so it always gets worse rather than better, and it ends up costing them control of a game every time. Just watch the tape.
Look at this pass into the corner. Vassell, it settles in.